Hey folks, it was me here, Tanisha, and I want to say happy Monday to you. Thank God it's Monday because Mondays are great ways and great day to, set new goals, achieve new things for the week. So if you didn't get things done during the weekend or last week, you can actually incorporate that today and actually get that done, guys. But I want to talk to you today about your point of reference. I was watching a video about, from Tyrese, and even though like in his movies he plays a thug, and then in his music, he plays the love maker, but truly deep down inside, he's really a motivational speaker and an inspirational person. So he was talking about what is your point of reference. So it got me thinking. Now, many of us, we were brought up, in the hood. We were brought up, with, moms that couldn't feed, all of us, or, we had multiple brothers and sisters, six, seven, eight, nine brothers and sisters, and mom wasn't able to feed, everyone, or some people grew up in domestic violence households, or some people grew up with single moms, or some people, grew up without a mom or dad. So he was just saying, like, that is the point of reference that you are going, how you're going to, conduct your life. So it got me thinking of, my point of reference, and my point of reference is my mom told me to go to work. Go to school, which is college, graduate college, and then get a job. My father told me the same thing, my aunt, uncles, they all told me the same thing. So my point of reference is to go to school and get a job. But as you get older, you can actually change your point of reference. And Tyrese was talking about this. He was saying that when you're growing up, what point of reference were you seeing for love? What type of relationships did your mom have with your father, or your mom had with your stepfather or other men? What type of foods did you see your mom and your aunts and people that influence you eating? What type of money situations were your mom and your aunt and your family members or whoever you grew up around? What type of situations were they in? What type of success did you see growing up? What type of model did you are you now as an adult modeling, right? Or you behaving the same way that you saw your mom or your father or your aunt or your uncle or what have you, sisters, your brothers, whatever? Like, what model are you, what behavior are you modeling now? So he was saying that, being that we have this point of reference, this is how people act the way they do. People act messed up. If they had a domestic, grew up in a domestic violence household, people grow up messed up because now they think that's normal. They think, now they saw their mom get beat, or they saw their dad get beat, or they saw their dad doing the beating. Now they grow up. If you're a man now, by you beating on your wife or your woman, that's not abnormal to you because you saw that. Now, as a woman, if she got beat or her mom got beat, she saw that. Now she attracts that type of man that will beat on her, so she don't think that's abnormal. So, he keeps going back to your point of reference, your point of reference, but you can simply change your point of reference. Now, some people may say it's not that simple. If you grew up in the hood, you're going to stay in the hood, which is not true because, as we know, there's so many success stories of people, coming from the gutter, coming from vans, coming from homeless shelters, and now making, 20, $30,000 a day, becoming celebrities. Even a lot of celebrities, they have backgrounds. Simply, like Jay-Z, he came right from the hood, from a basement apartment with his mom. Now, he's living in mansions and driving Benzes and all types of stuff. The same thing as Biggie Small. He came from the hood, hustling on the street, in and out of jail. And now he decided to, change his point of reference. His point of reference was his mom was in the mafia. His mom was in the Black Panthers. That's all he saw, was the violence, the guns, the drugs. So of course, that was his point of reference. But as he got older, he wanted to change his point of reference, and that brings me to my point of me. Now, I grew up, my mom told me to go to school. My grandmother told me to go to school. My grandmother's a nurse. My mom's, she was a social worker. My aunt's a teacher. My uncle's a pastor. My other aunt, she's into banking. So they all have jobs. They all do, certain things because this is what their mother taught them. My grandmother taught them how to do this, go to school and get a job. So now it's the same thing I did. I was a social worker for 5 years. The first 2 years I loved it, and after that I hated it. I was depressed all the time. So that was my point of reference. But as I got older, maybe about 25, 26 years old, my point of reference started to change. It's kind of like, my world started to change. I started seeing things differently. I started wanting more things. I started wanting to do more things and have more, and be more into my life. So, my point of reference changed. So now for my children, their point of reference will be mom's entrepreneur, mom's, chasing her dreams, mom's always traveling every 3 months, mom's always, talking inspirational things, mom's reading inspirational books, mom's reading motivational books, mom's into personal development. See, I didn't see none of this stuff when I was growing up. I didn't see my mom reading personal development books. I didn't see my mom traveling to go to conventions and talk about meeting millionaires and talking to millionaires. I didn't know none of this. I didn't even hear about millionaire anything. Okay, so now for my children, I'm changing their point of reference. So whether they decide to grow up to be entrepreneurs, they have that point of reference to come from, which is me. So, guys, I want you to think about, even for your children, even for, your future, even if you don't have children, what is the point of reference that you are relaying to them? What is the message that you're giving to them that they are able to refer to as they start to make decisions when they grow up, when they start to, start to get into relationships? Because even, I'm married. Me and my husband don't have the best relationship. We don't have the worst relationship, but I'm there for him and he's there, for me. We make sure the household's good. We make sure bills is paid. We make sure, that we are taken, care of. But there was a time where me and my husband was separated. It was infidelity in my marriage. We were separated for 6 months. I was depressed. I was crying. My kids saw that, and eventually me and my husband got back together, and my children saw that as well. They saw the breakup and they saw us getting back together. So I pretty much instilled in them that relationships are not peaches and cream. Because a lot of people do think, oh, this is the relationship and the relationship is great, and then when things go wrong you get confused, like, okay, well, I thought relationships are good. No, people need to see, even children, that relationships are work. Okay, I mean, you go through ups and downs, but then of course you push past that. You push past those pains, you push past those problems, and you keep moving forward. That's why the divorce rate is disgusting. Disgusting. Even Tyrese was touching on this. And the divorce rate is so high because people don't really want to work through a problem anymore. People just want to get a divorce and think, okay, the problem's over. But what happens if you're a type of person, that has attracted, people that will beat on you, or broke people, or trifling people, not getting a divorce is not going to have you attract a different type of person. The way you are is the way you are. So I know this video is kind of long, but it has, it has enough value in here, guys, where, now if you stuck around to 8 minutes anyway, obviously you see the value in it. So, your point of reference, what do you want your kids to reference from? It's just like reading a book. If you're reading a book on, like the book I'm reading now, Jab, Jab, Right Hook. And, he's talking about certain things. So now he references other books that he has read to help him with his book. So it's like, what is your point of reference? Because you came from the hood, I mean, you have to stay in the hood and you have to be that hood minded. Just because your mom was beating on, or your dad was beating on your mom, that means now that you grow up and you're a woman or a man, you're going to do the same thing. You can change your point of reference. How do you think people in network marketing, they didn't grow up? Some people grew up in network marketing, but a lot of people did not grow up in network marketing. They saw an opportunity to change their life, and they did. So they changed their point of reference, guys. So that's what I want to get out, to you today, guys, to change your point of reference. Okay, now, like I said, because you came from the hood, came from hustlers, I came from hustlers, that doesn't mean, oh, I'm supposed to stay in the hood, I'm supposed to be closed-minded. I mean, I'm not, guys. That's really, what it boils down to. So I thank Tyrese for actually doing that video, because it kind of had me thinking, and it kind of motivated me to do this video to inspire, my following, to inspire my team, to inspire people to keep going, to keep moving, to keep shaking, to keep, getting money. Shout out to the money team, because we're getting money every day, and we're helping other people, to get money every day, guys. So what is your point of reference? Think of that. that, guys. Resonate, let it resonate with you. And if you don't like your point of reference from what you saw as a child, you need to change that for your children, so your children can have another point of reference, so that they can refer to something different when they get older and start to make life-changing decisions for themselves. And they can have you as a positive reference to say, okay, well, I might want to do this because my mom is doing that. Not, oh, I can't stand my mom and I don't want to do what my mom is doing, guys. But simply just change your point of reference, guys. And I thank you for watching. I thank you for watching up to 10 minutes. I think this is the longest video I've ever did, on Facebook, but it has a lot of meat and value into it, guys. So please like, comment, share it, with your followers, with your friends, with your team, guys. And I'll see you, on the next video, guys. Have a marvelous Monday.